Alright, so I was wrong. Alright. Had to take a couple days to get my head right off that Sixers loss. But I was wrong. And that just is what it is on the Sixers. But fuck. Bro. Ben, I have a lot to talk about for the fucking Sixers. Ben Ben has Ben I think Ben has to go. And that sucks, man. This is just a weird place to start it. Just going right into fucking Ben Simmons because that's really what needs to be talked about. But I probably should start off saying, the Sixers lost Game 7 to the Hawks. Something that I predicted wasn't going to happen, but it did. And this is the universe. This is the reality we fucking live in now. So, dog, my hair is like, I don't know what the fuck. Alright, whatever. Just gonna do what it fucking wants. But, oh shit. We should not be. It's still hard for me to even talk about this. We should not be losing to the goddamn Hawks. We should not be losing to that team. We just shouldn't. But, fuck, man. I'm like re-going through the pain of losing that fucking series. Alright, alright, we can talk about it. Tobias Harris is still the main villain in my mind, my opinion. But Ben Simmons has to go. Embiid did his thing. I guess we will just start off with the positives from the series, even though most of the series is negative. Let's just get the positives out the way before I rant about the negatives for like 15 minutes. Like, Embiid was great. He's just he's just a treasure. Like, I can't believe we have a player like Embiid on our team. Every single time I watch the Sixers, I'm just like, man, how do we get so lucky to have Embiid here? This shit is crazy. It would be an absolute shit show without Embiid. This would be unwatchable. This would be like the pre-process years, like just pointless basketball. Like a team that would never really win a championship, but would never suck enough to get a good player like Embiid. It's just like the treadmill of mediocrity and shit. But like Embiid's great. Embiid was tired too. Like you could just tell, like down the what we got towards the end of the series, he just wasn't hitting. He wasn't hitting his mid ranges as efficiently as he normally does. He wasn't getting his shots in his spots like how he normally does. And I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with it being a 7-game series, and like you can scheme for players in a 7-game series. Like you can figure out like, all right, well, if Embiid likes to do this, then that's what I'm gonna defend for. I'm gonna make him attack me with his weaker moves, and also I'm gonna double off at Tobias and Ben because they just don't do like shit on offense. They're just fuck, bro. Oh, they're so ass. But like Seth Curry also was good, so we can't complain about that. Can't complain about Embiid. Embiid did his job. Seth Curry was amazing. Seth Curry channeled like his fucking brother in this series. He really was the worst version of his brother. Well, yeah, he kind of was, because this Seth Curry's handling has really improved. Like, I don't know, since I like watched him on the Mavericks like years back or whatever, like, or the Trailblazers. Like, I feel like his handle is way better than I thought it ever was. It's not like super effective. It's not like fucking his brother and shit, but he's good enough. Like, he gets to where he wants to go. Like, he could get his mid range. He's just unathletic though. That's the problem. He's just in the NBA because he's an amazing shooter, and that's fine because he's a good enough shooter for that to be his NBA skill. But like, he can't be how we were trying to use him in this series. Like, if Seth Curry has to be your second leading scorer, like if Seth Curry has to have offense run for him for you to win a playoff series, I don't know if like your team really has a chance to win a championship. I just don't think it does. Like, that's just not a player that you can put your whole faith in, like, to do that, because he's just not good enough. He's too slow. He's too short. His arms aren't long enough to finish at the rim. So like his offensive creation is just really limited. Like, the only things that he's gonna be able to consistently do is hit mid ranges and threes. But even then, like, he can't get those shots at will. Like, he can't get those shots when he wants them. He kind of has to be set up with a Ben Simmons dribble handoff that he does every time. All right, who else was good? What other positives? I thought Maxey was really good this series. Maxey was good. Maxey has a lot of promise. I would really be hesitant to trade Maxey unless we're getting like Bill or Lillard back. Like, that's the only way. If we're getting like Levine or anyone else, I would trade anything else but Maxey or Embiid, because I really think that Maxey can be the point guard for this team if he needs to be. And he can do that. He can be the starting point guard on this team if we trade for like a Zach LaVine or like a CJ McCollum. Even though I'm not super crazy about CJ McCollum for Ben Simmons, I think that's just a weird trade to make. But if we trade for somebody who's not necessarily a pure point guard, then I think that Maxey can develop into that role. But if we're trading for a Damian Lillard or a Bradley Beal who needs a ball in his hands all the time and, you know, scores 30 points, like, yeah, we don't. Sorry, goddamn. And we don't really need a point guard. Like, we don't need a point guard if we have those players. But if we have someone lesser, then yeah, I would definitely like to have Maxey still. So Maxey was good. He has his little mid-range pull-up is good. His floater is really good. He just has, like, bursts. He's fast. I mean, I've said all this stuff about Maxey before, but he kind of just proved it to me again in the playoffs. And I think he's a really important part of this team going forward. So either trade trip-wise or, like, player-wise, I would really like to see Maxey develop here because, I don't know, I've kind of grown affection for Maxey over the year. And, like, in the beginning, I was like, yeah, trade Maxey for Harden. Who gives a fuck? But now I'm like, nah, we can't trade Maxey. Can't do it. So, got to keep him. Unless we get Damian Lillard, then, yeah, it's going to be, that's a tough decision, but we got to do it because Damian Lillard is amazing. But that's besides the point. You get back to what I was thinking about Thibault. Thibault is another player that I thought had a good series. Like, it wasn't amazing. You know, he's very limited on offense. We knew this going in. We're not playing Thibault for his offense, but defensively, I thought he was really, really solid. I thought he did his job. I wish that he could have did his job more on Kevin Huerter instead of, you know, like Seth Curry just absolutely getting destroyed. Like, oh, man, Doc Rivers. Let's get into the negative right now because I want to start with Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers is so ass, man. He sucks. Like, I truly believe that him and Brett Brown are, like, on the same level, like, of coach. But they just do different things. Like Doc Rivers is a better locker room coach. He's a better, like, rah-rah, like guys will play for him type of guy. That's how I feel about Doc Rivers. But as far as, like, X's and O's and, like, making, like, adjustments and shit, like, Doc Rivers don't do any of that stuff. He just does the same thing over and over, and then we lose. Like, that's what happens, and that's why we blow. That's not why we blow leads. There's other reasons we blow leads, but Doc Rivers not making adjustments has to be like a part of why we blow leads because he just doesn't do anything. Like, watching Ty Lue and the Clippers, like, fuck, this is getting annoying. Watching Ty Lue and the Clippers, like, actually, like, make adjustments, like, actually play 5 out to combat the fact that Rudy Gobert can't defend out to the 3-point line, like. That shit, this isn't perfect, but we're going with it. That shit is like fucking, that's like, wow, coaches can do that. Like, I mean, even we saw it with Brett Brown, like in the Toronto series, where Pascal Siakam, the first couple games, was kind of doing whatever he wanted on offense, and then we decided that we were going to not give him any more corner threes, and that we were just going to keep him at the top of the arc and give him all the space in the world there. And that completely shut down Pascal Siakam for that series. Like, it just did. Like, he did other things, but we started off the series. I think we started off game 1 with Jimmy Butler guarding Kawhi in the first half of game 1. And after the second half, he put Ben on him, and Ben did a way better job on Kawhi for the rest of the series. I think Kawhi only shot like 40% that series, but everybody shot bad that series because it was just a grind out series. And man, like. So yeah, Doc Rivers just doesn't make any adjustments. He's just a bad coach. Like, no, I don't know. Brett Brown might be a better playoff coach than Doc Rivers, I think. I really, really do. I really might think that. Now, let's get to the next thing. All right. Trading or deciding to not build around Jimmy Butler and Joel Embiid might be the thing that ultimately fucks this franchise. Like hardcore, like double penetrates this franchise. Like, fuck. I'm just so mad. I'm so mad because Jimmy Butler is such a winning player and Ben Simmons is just such a not winning player and Tobias Harris is such a not winning player. We picked 2 not winning players over the winning player. And it's just like, man, if we had Jimmy Butler and Embiid, and we probably would have gotten like a third, like, semi, like, star, like, type player. Like, if we had Jimmy Butler and Embiid and got rid of Simmons and Harris, that would be good. I mean, obviously, hindsight is 2020. There's just no fucking way to predict that this would happen. There's no way to predict that Jimmy would be this good in Miami. There's no way to predict that Ben Simmons would just never develop a jump shot no matter what. There's no way to predict that. I mean, there was a way to predict because I've been saying it for years, that Tobias Harris is just an awful player. He's just a bad player. He's not a good player. When we signed him to that contract, I was cool with it because I'm just like, man, we're already over the cap. So there's nothing, like, we can't we can't get another free agent. Like, we're basically just losing Tobias for nothing if we don't re-sign him. But man, losing Tobias for nothing might have just been the way to go. I think. Maybe I'm being over dramatic, but fucking shit, bro. Like, I don't even know where I am anymore. But we're just going to Tobias. Tobias is so ass, man. He scores his 24 points, but he takes 24 shots. He went what? I think he went like 8 for 24 last game, or the last game 7, with 24 points. And I guess that's has some value because no one on this team can create their own shot. But when like you're getting paid $30 million and all you do is score is ISO and score and ISOs, like you have to be better than that. Like the game before that, game 7, he had 6 points. The game 7, he was 8 for 24, 24 points. That's not going to cut it if you're supposed to be like the second scorer on a championship team. If you're supposed to be worth the $30 million contract that you have, if you're supposed to be this dude, like that's just, oh my god, I'm yawning so much. That's just not going to cut it. So I just woke up. What time is it? No, I woke up like 2 hours ago, so I don't know why I'm yawning so much. But like, yeah, that Tobias shit is just it's not cutting it. And he just doesn't, I think I said this in the last video, but he just don't do anything else. Like, Tobias Harris isn't scoring. He's not doing anything else. And, like, if his scoring is going to be inefficient, then, like, what does he bring to the team? Like, what does he do? He doesn't do anything. Like, it just makes me so mad. Excuse me. Oh, my God. I'm just all over the place. I'm, like, burping and yawning and shit. It just makes me so mad because he just really is just a big zero. And everybody wants to be mad at Ben. And, like, I understand being mad at Ben because Ben just doesn't shoot. Like, he doesn't take any shots. He's missing every free throw. But I still think that Ben Simmons is a better player than Tobias Harris. Like, not even close. It's not even a conversation in my head. Like, if you build a team around Ben Simmons, even when he doesn't have confidence, he's, like, playing like he doesn't know how to shoot a basketball. Like, I still feel like that team will be better than a team built around Tobias Harris. You can't even build a team around Tobias Harris because Tobias Harris, no matter who you put around him, is going to average 20 points. Like, that's just what it is. Like, he doesn't have nothing more than that and, like, nothing less. And it's just, man, Tobias is just an empty calorie player, man. Like, he doesn't play any defense. He has good, I've said this a billion times, he has good on-ball defense. It's okay. His on-ball defense is solid. But, like, his off-ball defense is absolutely atrocious. His scoring is just bad. Like, it's just inefficient. Like, if you play, and I feel like I said this like way like a long time ago, but if you're playing against the Sixers in 7-game series, you're playing against the Tobias Harris in 7-game series, you can scheme for him. Like, you can scheme to stop him because he's slow and he doesn't have like one killer move. Like, if you have like the Carmelo Anthony like triple threat, and even then Carmelo Anthony has a way quicker first step than Tobias Harris like ever did and will. But if you have the Carmelo Anthony triple threat where like they have to respect the drives and that jumper is just pure out of that triple threat, then you can work with that. You can work with being slow. You can work with the fact that you don't pass or play defense. You can work with all those things because you're giving efficient scoring. And like Tobias just doesn't have any go-to move. Tobias just he plays, I feel like Tobias plays more like a reaction game. Like, he tries to attack, like, the weakness of the defense. But it's like, that shit just doesn't work against, like, playoff defense. But people are really, really trying hard. Like, they're just going to clamp him. And that's what happens all the time. It's just so frustrating watching Tobias play, man. I'm done. I think I told my friends, like, earlier in the year that he's like a slightly better Kyle Kuzma, man. He's just a better Kyle Kuzma. He's so trash. Like, he's butt. Like, you don't... This team just makes me so mad. Well, I'm happy I waited a couple days to do this because it would just, I feel like it would have been even worse if I did it like right after the loss. I would have just been like, wow, I would have been actually probably pissed on here. But who else? What else? Oh, I have another complaint about Doc Rivers. Why was George Hill? We're supposed to be like one of the biggest teams in the league. You know, we brag about our size and like what that can do to like the opponent, to like other teams. So why the fuck is George Hill the one guarding Gallinari like for like half that game? I feel like he guarded him so many possessions, and it's like George Hill's a point guard, Gallinari's like a 3, maybe a 4 in today's game. So like why? Maybe he's always been a 4. So that makes it even worse. Gallinari's like 6'10". George Hill is probably like 6'5", maybe 6'4". I know he has long arms, but there's just no way he's gonna guard Gallinari. There's no way he's gonna do that. And George Hill is just matched up on him way too much. Like, I don't know. Maybe the Hawks just have too many bucket getters, but it just seemed like there was just no attention to detail on the defensive like scheme or game plan like for the Sixers game 7. There was just nothing. It was just all like what? Just all ego and just thinking that we're so much better on we're so good on defense that it just doesn't matter, that we don't have to even make like a scheme or plan. We can just straight up do what we do and we're gonna win. And you know, you would think that after you lose 3 games, like you wouldn't feel that way, but it just seems like that's how the Sixers felt. And it's like you can't operate off of ego. Like you just can't do that shit as a coach. Like you have to you have to create a scheme that's going to put your players in the best position to succeed. That's literally the name of the game. That's the job. And I just feel like I don't know what Doc Rivers does. Like I really don't, because I don't know what he does to put the players in the best position to succeed. I mean, he had Tobias playing more confident, but where the fuck did that get us in the playoffs? I mean, that's good for the regular season, whatever. Tobias Harris is going to goes off in the regular season, has the best regular season of his career. But in the playoffs, it's the same Tobias Harris. And I don't know, man. I just feel like Brett Brown was just better. Because I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just a little frustrated still over the series. And maybe it was time for Brett Brown to go, because I think the players probably like tuned out, his message over the years, and they were just kind of done with him. But I don't know that Doc Rivers was the right hire, and I don't know if I'm comfortable with him being our coach for the next 4 years that he's under contract. That's gonna suck. That's I don't know about that shit. What else? What other negative shit happened? I mean, people are trying to blame Dwight like he's the reason, like he was so negative. But I mean, Dwight is Dwight. Dwight's here on a veteran minimum contract. I think Dwight overperformed his contract throughout the season. And I think that it's more so a failure on the front office's part to not have gotten a stretch 5 like anywhere throughout the whole season. Like they didn't trade for one, they didn't get one in the buyout market, which you can't control the buyout market, and you really can't control trades either. But I feel like you definitely could have traded for like a Mike Muscala, like for like a 2nd round pick or like some bullshit. Like I don't think you had to give up a lot to get like a bad stretch 5 player. Ersan Ilyasova was available in free agency. He could have played better backup 5 minutes than Dwight Howard. I feel like Dwight Howard just can't play on this team, and I don't even think it's like an indictment on Dwight Howard. I think it's just more the fact that this team has 0 shooting, and we just can't have a center that doesn't shoot. It just doesn't work on this team. You can't have Matisse come off the bench with Dwight on the floor. You can't have both of them on the floor. Those are both zeros on offense. Like they don't do anything. They don't shoot. They don't do anything at all. And then you add Ben to that mix. Like all 3 of them. And to Doc's credit, I don't think he put all 3 of them on the court in the playoffs, because that was awful in the regular season. I don't know why he ever even attempted that shit. But like you can't have Ben and Dwight on the court. It's hard to even have Ben and Matisse on the court. If you have a stretch 5, then Ben and Matisse on the court, I think would be really like good. It wouldn't even be a problem. But like, it's hard because Embiid's not necessarily a stretch 5. Embiid forces himself to be a stretch 5 in order to make shit with Simmons work. In order to make the fact that Tobias Harris only takes 2 threes a game work. Like that's what he has to do. Also, I think this team missed Danny Green. I'm not just saying that because I'm like the resident Danny Green fan of YouTube, but we needed someone that had a quick trigger. Like that wasn't afraid to take threes. And people say Danny takes stupid threes, but it's like, who the fuck else is going to take these shots? Who the fuck else is taking threes? No one. Is Tobias going to take them? I know Ben's not taking them. Like no one else is going to take them. So like he has to take them threes. And we missed Danny that series. We did. I'm just like, man. So what's next? Is the Damian Lillard trade. I'm putting all of my eggs into that one basket. I'm just begging to get Damian Lillard, please. Anything but Embiid. I would like to keep Maxey too, but anything but Embiid. Like, we gotta get it done. We gotta get the 3rd time. Holy crap. Alright, yeah. We have to get Damian Lillard, or we have to get Bradley Beal, or we have to get Zach LaVine. Like, we had to get one of those players. Like, we just have to. It's just non-negotiable. And if we come into the next season with the same roster, like one of Tobias or Ben has to go. There's just no way that I can watch both of them be on the Sixers next year. I just can't do it. There's just no way that my eyes will be able to handle that. There's no way emotionally that I will be able to not be pissed off that Tobias and Ben is on this team. Like, I just cannot. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with that shit. So, gots to go. They gots to go. One of them at least has to go. I mean, I would be okay with both of them going, honestly. Just build this whole thing around Embiid. Like, but I don't want to lose Ben or Tobias for absolutely nothing, because if you lose them for nothing, then this team is definitely not going anywhere. But, oh my goodness, why the fuck I keep going? But, oh god, and I'm not editing that out either. That's way too much effort. But, like, man, I don't even know. I'm just so, like, with the Sixers. Like, I'm just, like, disgusted. Like, this is, like, I need a break. And good thing it's the off season, so I will get my break. But, yeah, I just can't believe that shit. So, I guess I'll talk about other things on this channel then. What I want to do is, because I wanted to play the Call of Duty campaign on here, and I know fucking everybody is just so crazy about Call of Duty still. I definitely hit that right in stride. I definitely did that right when I was supposed to, right when it was popping the most. But I don't care, because I'll still do the campaign. I don't give a fuck, because I think it still be fun. But I tried to do it, but, like, my laptop is just too, it's just too old. It's too prehistoric. It's too, you can hear, like, the gears grinding. It works. Like, it couldn't screen cap it couldn't screen cap my play share on the computer. Like, I can't screen cap at all on my laptop because it's just not good enough. So I was trying to, like, mess around with that, but I just got frustrated and said, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy a PC. So I'm gonna put a PC together, but I have to get my money together to do that. So it might take a little bit. But when I do get that together, I am building a PC, and I want to make gameplay videos. That's really what I want to do next on this channel. So that's my goal. I'm putting it out there. I'm stamping that shit. I know I said I was going to talk about Attack on Titan. I never did it. Maybe I'll talk about it after this, but I don't really feel like talking about Attack on Titan because, I don't know. I'm not going to go into this. It's a Sixers video. Man, I'll see y'all.